This was Asmongold covering a situation.
Also, by the
it says total gamer victory. Asmongold with 1.24 million subscribers. Full disclosure, I have watched this. It's only a minute and a half long. 41,000 likes to 109 dislikes. And it's called Total Gamer Victory. And here we go right at the beginning. It's a screenshot of Alyssa where, now Asmongold is covering Alyssa Mercante. Is Alyssa going to sue Asmongold? Makes you wonder. Because this is the kind of thing that she looks forward to, people covering her so she can claim harassment. This is what she does. It's a vicious cycle. Alyssa Mercante, LMAO, what a life am I right? What a life am I right? Oh, there we go. What a life. I think she forgot a comma. What a life. Am I right?
By the way, do you remember that girl
an
that worked
exclamation point or question mark? But anyways, I guess we shouldn't expect that from her. Here we go.
Also, by the way, do you remember that girl that worked at Kotaku and then she wrote the big article, the Cabrutus article?
I like how he introduces this like nobody knows who she is. He's like, hey guys, remember that girl that worked at Kotaku? the girl that was writing a hit piece on Asmongold and then it never came to fruition, where people are making presumptions that it was Kotaku proper preventing that one from going out because they would be like, Asmongold might have material to sue Geo Media if that actually went out there. Similar to what happened with Melanie Mack, by the way. So these are stories that were originating from Alyssa Mercante, allegedly, that never saw the light of day. So let's see what he has to say about it.
This article?
Here at Asmongold Clips Enterprises, we do not forget. March 25th, Alyssa begins the encounter, asking for dirt on Asmongold on an alleged hit piece documenting his shift. And then Alyssa begins a barrage of tweets about my client's lackluster appearance. Her remarks slowly begin bordering stalking behavior.
Oh, that's interesting. We have now another person claiming that Alyssa Mercante has actions that are bordering stalker behavior. I guess that may be, I'm not a lawyer, but that may be what the courts would call a pattern.
When she started replying to tweets that had nothing to do with the Sweet Baby Ink situation.
Vote with your wallet, stop buying soap. So she's going to make a video about how I smell bad?
And then she crossed the line when she started liking and retweeting tweets calling Asmongold a racist and a transphobe in an attempt to have him lose his Capcom sponsor for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Think about that. So imagine, by the way, if I were the one retweeting stuff like this about Alyssa, she would be adding it to the lawsuit for harassment against her. But she does these very actions about other people, and it's totally fine. No problem at all. Black Hatchet Production says, if Alyssa has a case, so does Asmon. If Asmon has a case, so do I. You see what I mean when I said earlier about how this sets a precedent that you do not want to open this can of worms.
Dragon's Dogma 2.
Alyssa Mercante got fired from Kotaku. Yeah, I think it's probably a good decision for her and also for Kotaku.
Not for me.
By the way, that's a very fair statement. I think it's a very good decision for her and Kotaku. I would agree with him on that.
Her and also for Kotaku.
Not for me, though. Fuck.
Old Man Grimm says, gaming journalist, aka part-time waitress. Way to own the CHUDS, Mercante. Alyssa Mercante, walking to a restaurant shift and feeling 25 again. Laugh my ass off. And then LMAO, what a life. Am I right?
Well, I want to announce that we have had a complete and catastrophic universal CHUD victory. Put the fries in the bag.
He said put the fries in the bag to Alyssa. He said that. I mean, this is an over 1 million subscriber channel saying this shit about Alyssa. I do not talk to Asmongold. I have never, as far as I recall, for the courts, never interacted with him directly. How in the lawsuit, which we'll get to, How am I the one impacting other people? When we have Old Man Grimm with a tweet and Asmongold laughing at the situation. And in this entire video, I am not even mentioned anywhere. So again, this kind of hurts the case if you're trying to say that I am somehow the epicenter of everything when there are multi-million sub channels out there that have the very same sentiment about you that I've never interacted with. And the tweets that you share have not been viewed by more than a handful of people in your lawsuit. Again, drop the lawsuit, Alyssa. You have nothing.
Funny thing is that may actually be happening. Let me just say this. We are winning.
There you go. Alyssa Mercante on Blue Sky. So that I lost a job and am struggling to get a new one because of a year-plus long harassment campaign. That's, by the way, that's what she's claiming. She lost her job from a harassment campaign, not because of her lack of work ethic or being unhinged at a job or lashing out or doing anything wrong. No, it's strictly from a harassment campaign only. And somehow that harassment campaign is somehow centering around just me and only me. And I'm the only person ever done it, even though she threw a C&D over at Kiwi Farms first and then didn't follow through with a lawsuit on them because she felt me as probably an easier target, let's be honest, and has threatened to sue other people in addition to me, but is starting with me as the epicenter to all of this, which is wild. But anyways, I am a human being. I guess if you want to go with the technical scientific term of what a human being is, I would probably agree with that, to be fair. Not having health insurance is scary. Can't you get Obamacare? Can't you get state-sponsored health insurance? Isn't that a thing? It is in California. I mean, you're in New York, right? They have that there. Moving apartments in the midst of all this is a huge financial strain. Okay. and that's the world's fault. Why? Alyssa Mercante. I was doing my job well before all this happened. The cruelest people got what they wanted, and most people in this industry just let it happen. So your friends, the people you trusted to let it happen, they weren't there to protect you or be there to save you. Maybe deep down, they realized that you weren't good to work there too. I'm just saying, if everyone is on the same page with you not wanting to be there or you shouldn't be there, maybe it's not just a single YouTuber that you're trying to pin all this on, which is insane, especially when you read through the lawsuit and realize that half the stuff I'm not even aware of, especially the Hassan and Destiny stuff where I covered in a video and I didn't even know who those people were back then. And she's trying to pin that part on me. I'm like, I didn't even know who they were back then. That was like when I first learned about them. Alyssa Mercante says, thank you to everyone supporting me and giving me the freelance work they can spare. I stand by everything that I have done throughout my career. So she's learned nothing. Okay. Yikes. And believe that sticking up for yourself and other people should never hinder your work. Me too, Alyssa. Me too. Isn't it funny how both of us feel the same way about sticking up for ourselves? Funny how that works.
And we are winning on such monumental level. It's hard to even keep track of how much we're winning. Yeah, we're going to get tired. Yeah, we're going to be tired of winning.
The cruelest people got what they wanted, and most people in this industry just let it happen.
And if you have a problem with that, come fight me physically, bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussy.
If this goes to court, this video right here is going to be the epicenter of it, where it's like she's literally calling for a fight for everyone. And then when this quote unquote fight comes through on the digital landscape, if that's what she's claiming it to be, she cries that the fight happened. And then she tries to claim that this was a joke. Again, many of the things that she put out there, she now claims to be a joke. Whereas I didn't read them as jokes. I never read them as jokes. And I think everyone would agree when you're making tweets about sucking dick in the industry and then talking about on this very stage, there's a clip of you saying that you're slutty. You call yourself slutty. You said that, Alyssa, not me. You also said you suck dick to get into the game industry. Again, you said that, not me. You don't have a case here. This is embarrassing. And honestly, frankly, a gigantic waste of money for everyone involved. And I've said this multiple times. I can assure, as much as I can't say specifically what I'm going to do, because I need to keep my cards close to my chest here, I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to fight back against this when the time comes. Rest assured for that, which is why I continue to say, drop the case, Alyssa, because this is, in my humble opinion, not a great idea. This came from the Asmongold Reddit, where they posted the same karma, chef kiss. And I just want to get a general sentiment of the Asmongold community, which does not necessarily intersect with the Smash JT community, which again is very important for the court case because Alyssa continues to push this idea that this is all coming from me. None of this comes from me. I don't participate on Asmongold's Reddit. I don't think I've ever posted there. In fact, I'm quite sure I've never posted there. And this is all without me or my influence or anything. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. But honestly, I feel absolutely horrible for her new coworkers. If she were my server, I would demand a black one. That's amazing. She'll get fired when the restaurants see this. Is that the Fight Me lady? Like, people don't even know who she is, by the way. Correct. She went from doing OnlyFans to becoming an insufferable video game journo, and now she's a waitress. Wonder if she's got that humility yet. And Red Vegeta says, that would require self-awareness and internal reflection. Well, I find that sort of thing sorts itself out like with age. Like me, I'm 41, and what I call the humbling is upon me, where most of my life I've been wild and crazy with my thought processes. Now I'm hitting that midlife crisis, and them new perspectives sink in, and the fear of decaying joints. Damn, these are some banger comments. I thought she got a job at Rolling Stone. Did she also get fired from Rolling Stone? She could always go back to OnlyFans. She's underqualified. Her best years are behind her. OnlyFans is an incredibly competitive environment. 95% of girls don't make any money. Which, by the way, Alyssa did try in OnlyFans, if I recall correctly. And I think we could put her in the 95% where it didn't work out for her. I know. You're all shocked. Have you seen her? People would be paying for her to put the clothes back on. So this is from the Asmongold Reddit, talking about the karma of Alyssa Mercante, now working as a waitress in apparently New York. And I know it's not something you expect me to say, but I wish her well. I wish her the best. I hope she's able to keep that gig and sustain a job for a prolonged period of time and get out of the game industry, because honestly, you've been nothing but awful, negative, horrific to the people that actually care about this stuff. And it's going to be a very glorious day when we can go back and just play our games and not deal with the negativity that you continue to push on everybody, in my humble opinion. Anyways, I'll leave that one there.